Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
You text me then I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-5243. Now you know.
Yep.
205-964-5243. Now you know.
Good afternoon, and it's Wednesday, so you know what that means. It's Kelly Wednesdays. We're here to talk about real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesale real estate, where your cash or credit does not matter. Low risk, high reward opportunity. Today's topic is what is it? Thought I had it down. How to wholesale a house with a negative bank account.
Oh, okay.
Boom. All right, so we're here to discuss that. What's going on, KM?
Hey, I am good. How are you?
Oh, super tight, super tight. So we're here to answer you guys' questions, try to get you that closer to a payday. So text the word Gator to the number 205-964-5243, and we'll get you on the live stream. You have your own personal coaching session. Let me see. We hadn't did this in a minute. Text MUD if you're into land. Text MUD. This video here will explain how to build list. I think that's what it'll do. Build list and how to the script talk to talk when dealing with landowners. So text MUD to that number. We still got the. If you're trying to figure out what are some of the hotter markets that you can target. With direct mail or text messages or cold calling, maybe even bandit signs, but normally can't get away with them in those areas. Text MLS, but also it gives you an opportunity to partner with us on deals. So text MLS to this number, 205-964-5243. If you're trying to set up, if you're trying to be in business, guess what? You need to look and act like a business. Text BIZ to the number. My guys over at PCS will help you set up your LLC, also get you some business credit in motion, and also you can take advantage of more than 250 plus tax deductions because you are a actual entity. Remember 4 things: subscribe, share, like, follow, like, share, subscribe. Boom. Subscribe on YouTube, follow, share, and like. On everything else, we got remember the times. Remember the time. 3:45 p.m. Eastern ish on Monday through Wednesdays and Thursdays. 8:05 Eastern ish. That's a word. I know it says 7:05, but it's 8:05. We're gonna change it. We get into it. So that's enough promos.
All right.
We got some stuff in the pipeline already.
Yeah, everyone's saying hello as usual. Hi guys.
7.
This one came from James Ortiz on YouTube. He said, I found a seller, but he's asking for an affidavit. What should I do?
An affidavit? Of what sort?
Yeah. It sounds like he's not sure about what he should be asking for either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could say, you just be honest with him. Just say, hey, I've never had anybody ask me for an affidavit. Could you explain to me what you're looking for? And honestly, if they get upset about you asking that question, you probably don't want to do a deal with them anyway. But you can say, you know, I've had people ask me for proof of funds. I've had people ask me, you know, for my business name, but never an affidavit. Can you explain to me what that is, why you would need that? Because usually, I mean, when I think about affidavits, I haven't used one in real estate. We need it for a court order, or we need it to show evidence of something. I don't know why he would need that for the sale of a property or to sell a property. But I don't know what the conditions of that particular property is. I don't know if there's something tied to that property. So I would just get a little bit more clarity about that. Ty, am I missing something?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're asking. The only times I've used an affidavit is when we have an heir affidavit because they didn't have a will. In Alabama, you can title most title. Well, a lot of ones I've dealt with, they're okay if they get that in play. And what it does is that, say, if someone passed away and they had 3 kids, then and there was no will, so all of them have equal share of the property. So to be able to sell the property, all 3 of them have to agree. But because there wasn't a will, the title company or closing attorney would take an extra step to provide to be okay with providing title insurance is doing heir affidavits, and they have to get 2 people non-related or associated with the property to say, hey, yeah, these were their kids, and each one of them have to get 2 people to do that. And so, but that's the only time I've ever used an affidavit of any sort for a real estate transaction. I'm pretty sure some other stuff out there, uh, but um, but I'm not sure what they're talking about. Yeah, you just ask them when they ask you a question like that, and you pretty sure on the process. You ask them, well, how is that necessary to do a deal? Normally, we just start with a purchase and sales agreement, and that gets the buying process going. Could you explain what do you mean by an affidavit? They may mean a contract. They actually may mean
Yeah.
that or whatever.
Somebody said that down below. They might have said the wrong word.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what I'm thinking of now that you explain, because I mean that is the times when I've ever needed it. Maybe that particular owner, that's the only time they've ever sold a property is a property that was heired to them. So maybe that's the only way that they know how to. So yeah, so I would ask for sure.
All right. This one came from TikTok. They said, "How do you make money?"
Okay, TikTok, what's happening? Um, all right, all right, TikTok. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just saying what's happening. It's a good question. I have to make sure people know I'm not laughing at them. We're not here to do that. All right, because you don't know. But that's why we're here. So, but how do we make money? So, we're talking about real estate investing or just real estate in general. And most people think when you to make money in real estate, you have to buy, fix, and flip, or buy, fix, and rent out. One of those two. When we talk about houses mainly, and so we're here talking about the phrase is used wholesale in real estate, and it's basically understanding the process of real estate. And I don't want to call it a loophole, but I'll call it a loophole in the sense that you using the power of your contract, which is the paperwork, but you can get access to free. And I show you how to fill it out for sellers and buyers and how to get it signed virtually if you text the word contract to the number. But you're taking that piece of paper, that document, and you're leveraging that document to get paid. And how do you do that? You find a great real estate deal, you tie it up on the contract, you don't own it, you just have an interest in that property for the time frame that you and the seller agreed to do the transaction. That gives you some power in the sense of, or it gives you some value. Let me say not power, but more value if it's a great deal. Because what will happen is if you know how to market or let people know that that opportunity exists, you have people that come out and show themselves to have the money that would like to pay you to basically move out of the way. You can call it it's called an assignment fee. It's one of the methods of getting paid, or you can just call it a move out the way fee or whatever. So they'll pay you 4 figures, 5 figures. And I did a video Monday where a young lady, she made 6 figures, $285,000 on one deal. You want to see that video? Text the letters. Where is it? Where is she? Text VIP, and you can see that video. Very impressive. It wasn't easy, but more than worth it. So that's what we're here for. So that's why we say it doesn't take any cash or credit, because you're basically using someone else's cash or credit because they want that deal that you have. So that's how we make money. And there's no limit on how many of those you can do. You do the math. That's why that good.
All right. This question came in from Instagram. How do you ensure a consistent quality lead flow?
Okay.
Something is done. How do you ensure that is something that is always changing, especially with the market changing. But the way that you do it is good pre-qualifiers. And you could set up pre-qual. I'm really big on pre-qualifying leads, especially before they get to like someone that is what we call a closer. But pre-qualifying leads is very key when you're in this any business really. Honestly, it could be any business that you're doing, because you have a lot of people that are tire kickers, window shoppers, and that's fine. They have their own bucket to go into. But when you're looking at get quality leads, you want to make sure that based on whatever you are in your journey, let's just say you're just starting out, you go through and you ask a few questions that helps the person eliminate themselves. The first questions should always be, how soon are you looking to sell? If they say a year from now or 2 years from now, that's an instant, goes into the tire kicker bucket. We don't have need because we buy houses, you know, 30 days or less for cash typically. And so having a lead that's saying, oh, I'm not really, I can sell or I cannot sell. Oh, I don't have to sell for a year or two. They just eliminated themselves. And so that is a good pre-qualifier. So making sure that your initial questions, that you qualify them. If you've made a little money doing this or you have a little money to invest, you could actually hire a VA to take those calls if you're doing like calls or inbound calls or text messaging, to kind of ask those pre-qualifiers to see what is a good quality lead, and people that respond yes to the things you need them to respond yes to, those then are the ones that you should be really looking at and to consider seriously for a closer or for you to take your time to speak with.
All right, we got someone in the Gator Room, Caden. So I'm about to add him.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Caden. Are you a Kentucky fan? It's a lot of white and blue behind you. Or a Colts fan?
We can't hear you. Make sure your mic is on. Hold up. There we
Sorry
go.
about that. Dog started barking. Didn't want her to interrupt anything. No, it's actually my girlfriend's favorite flag,
Oh, Saturdays are for boys. Oh, okay.
or for the boys.
Boys, okay.
I just said okay and went with it.
All right.
Hey, man, you got to get in line, man. That's what's up. How's it going, man? Where are you live streaming from?
Currently Graham, North Carolina.
Where?
Graham, North Carolina.
What is that? Give me something
It's
larger.
closest to Burlington or Greensboro.
Okay, all right. What's happening, Caden? What you got, man?
I currently have a property that I'm interested in, but I'm still not sure exactly if it's a great deal or not. I have made contact with the agent who is selling it, because it is a property that's on the market. They're
Right.
asking 120 based on the ARV in the area, off of my opinion of everything. I came with the conclusion that if I wanted to make 10 to 15,000 on it, that should probably be around 70 to 75,000.
Mm.
And just not sure if that's the area I should be in or not.
Well, do you know that? So they're asking 120.
Yeah.
What's the ARV on it? You have an idea what the ARV is on it?
Yes, so the houses in the area are selling for 140 to 155.
Hmm. Okay. Now, just on the surface, what is it livable? Not livable? What's your opinion on it?
It is livable. However, they have window units for the AC and they have a wall furnace for the heater.
Mm.
And just based off that, I was really leaning towards, all right, well, the buyer's probably going to want to go with a newer form of heating and cooling.
Well, yeah. Another question: what's the square footage of it, if you know off the top of your head?
816, I believe.
That's small. Okay, that's interesting. Um, let me see. Would you be comfortable with providing the address?
Definitely.
Okay. All right.
Just whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Go ahead, Kelly. You can chime in while I'm pulling this up.
I was just going to just add in there. We were having this discussion earlier this week about we as wholesalers, it's time in the market as we shifted. We've been talking about it. It's time to make adjustments to our formulas. So if we're looking for only a cash offer to make it a really good deal, that's the only way that most investors are buying right now. And in that Greensboro area, you wanna set your ARV at about 45 to 50%. And I know that sounds like, oh my gosh, but
Wow.
that's about where there's just a lot of buyers that have exited the market. And then I just got a notification on my phone that interest rates are about to hike another 0.75%. So that means that it's going to even be more buyers exiting the market. So in order for someone to spend their cash, it's going to have to be an amazing deal.
Right.
All right. I got the app up here. What's the address?
102 Allen Street. It's Allen.
And what's the name of the town again? It's Graham.
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 Okay, Graham. Okay, there it is.
Yes.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Been on the market 20 days or so. I'd like to look and see how many other properties they own. They own one other property. No mortgage history on that. So let's dive in here. I'd like to look at the MLS details first. So I do show one that sold, okay, in July, good. Okay, so for 138, it's a tad bit bigger, but your lot is a little bigger. Yours is 20 years newer. So we'll go with 140 as a number possibly, just for even math here. So as Kelly said, she said 45%, 50%. So that 70 number that you said is a good number, but to add in now the way Kelly is doing is not with repairs, I'm assuming, or do you want to include repairs?
That's what repairs, yeah. Is it, you said that it just needs some cosmetic upgrades, basically? Some
Yes. So what I believe they would consider the laundry room on the property, that definitely needs redone. It's down to the studs on one wall. But other than that, the property looks to be in decent condition. I know that it was lived in up until recently, from what I was told. They had a tenant in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also was told that it was a family member had passed away on this one, and it was
Okay.
left to two people.
Well, just doing the math, 50% of that is 45,000. I'm sorry. 50% of 140 is 70,000. We do know that, right? And we're gonna say the repairs 25 grand on a house that small to get it in the retail shape, or would this be a rental or But I guess we do have a comp here, so I guess it can be a resale area at that price point. So we'll say 25 grand. All right. So you're at 45 there without adding your money in. So again, I'm doing it on what Kelly has suggested. So
Right.
are you subtracting what he may want to make on it, or that number is what you ride with?
No, that would be so it would be that I would say that with a house that small, 25 is probably we probably can go about 15 because you said it's 816 square foot.
Hmm.
Um, so we could probably go. I usually do 900 for that type of repairs, probably about $15 a square foot. So around at 15. And then minus your repairs. That's about where you're gonna be. Now the only other thing that I would look at whether I want to go on the high end of the 45 or to 50 is rents. Do you know what that unit or that area is renting out for?
The last time me and my girlfriend were actually looking, um, everywhere was either 1,000, 1,100 to 1,200 in the area
Okay.
on the listings we were able to find for places for rent.
Okay. Which you could get to that 101. Are you looking at what the one that sold? What it looked like?
Um,
And see, they're already at 109 and it's a price cut. So, and it's been
Right.
like 21 days.
Yeah, I was actually on the phone with them right before they posted the price cut.
just the one that's old.
Hmm. That's a little bit more updated. Tile flooring. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to my numbers. I mean, and it may be too much of a, you know, shocker for them to hear that number because we're still in that beginning of this where things are shifting. So I would even look at if you could do like they would be open to like a seller finance or seller carry, um, because the one that they're comparing it to, which is just under 1,000, is in really clean condition.
I want to see if I can see before and afters. I don't know if this is a one of the areas or not, but I was just trying to see if I could.
Oh, what they did to it.
Yeah, see what they may have done to what condition they bought it in, but it's not accessing that area. I don't think. Let me see. Spinning wheel. No, it's not
We're
accessing
doing
that.
this because I know Ty probably seen a lot too. I've seen so many people do price reductions because the old formulas is just not working anymore.
Right.
So yeah, so that would be your what is that offer?
It was
55?
gonna be 45 minus whatever he wanted to make on it.
Oh, 45. Okay. All right.
Right.
I added 10 back. That was when I was saying the repairs are 25. I added 10 back. What you
Oh,
say?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So 55 minus whatever. So I mean that that's the kind of thing that would probably because of so much of a price drop.
Right.
And you can look at the one that is good that Ty pulled the other one up that sold. I mean, it's in a lot. It's a very much a different house to get
Right.
it to 138. All these things you have to update the countertops, the flooring, redo the floors, shine those up. Redo the bathrooms. They'll have to do a lot of things to get it to 138. And so, and no investor, especially in this market, wants to basically, put in 15 grand of repairs just to get 15 grand back out of it.
Right.
Um, it sounds solemn here. It sounds sad. I don't know. Feels like that, but
Well,
that's
Right.
on a happy note, I also have a buyer that I just need to find a property for. I actually went through, watched every video in the course over the course of of 2 days, on top of working 10-hour shifts at work,
love
and
it.
then coming home and doing everything here. But I went through the course, got super excited, and started looking for buyers. Ended up finding the lady who's a real estate agent. Um, she said she was under a certain price point, and so now I'm at a point now where I just need to find her a property that she is willing to accept as an investment property under the price point that she's looking for. So
Awesome. In the North Carolina area, in the Greensboro.
yeah. So she's looking for anywhere within 60 miles of Burlington, which is just to the west of us.
Yeah, that's a pretty wide area.
So guys, if y'all listening, y'all should text or hit up Colden.
Caden.
Caden.
Okay.
Y'all have something that matches that.
That would be great.
There you go. I helped you out. That's you ask not, have not, right?
Yeah, that's how it works.
All right, man. Let us know if we can help you in any kind of way. You can hit me up with that buying criteria, and someone reaches out to me, I'll make the connect for you.
Awesome. That'd be great, Ty.
No problem at all, man. And thanks for your purchase if you purchased the course.
All right. Thank you. And y'all have a great day.
You do the same. Join us again.
Will do.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You as well. Bye.
All right.
Ty, I want to brag on one of your other students. You remember Brooklyn? She asked a question the other week when I was on, and I got the opportunity to talk to her, and I mean, killing it. When she asked the question about the text messaging and leads, and she's just been doing this less than 3 weeks, 18 years old already. I think she's about to close her first deal like in a few days, like at the end of this week or like Friday. It's amazing. Off of this information, guys. So I mean, it's just, and Colin made me think about it. It's just Caden made me think about it. How he's like reviewing the courses, working and 10-hour shifts and working like, stay focused, guys. It's out there. It can be done.
Wait, no question about that. No question about it. Who's up next, Jesse?
All right. I'm gonna try to knock some of these out on everything.
Do I need to make the shameless plug? I'll do it.
What? What you call it?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I'll just put it at the bottom.
That
That way you don't look like you're begging.
Sunday.
Oh. You got somebody to mention it.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't yet. We 25 minutes in. Ain't nobody mentioned it.
All right. So this one on Facebook says, not on Facebook, on YouTube says, Krishna, she said she sent over a lead. He already looking at the damn phone. Y'all, if y'all knew, he's crazy. Okay. Krishna said she sent over a lead. Someone told her that they would get back to her. And she checked up on it. When can she expect to hear something?
Hey, just text me your name and your phone number and the address of the property, and we'll try to reach out to you today.
All right.
Is this? Wait a minute. Is this the same person?
Oh, hold on. Put it back. There's no picture.
It is the same person. I think you sent it to the. Wait a minute. Is her name Krishna Trust? Is that the name? Was that that was on there?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know if that's the same person. I don't know. I was about to say that it looks like I did see an email go asking for link to the photos, but I don't know if that's the same Krishna. It may be another Krishna because it's a different last name.
Okay. Krishna girl, let us know. All right. Dennis said, I have a property that I'm looking at, but they're asking for 5,000 earned his money. What? Okay. Sometimes what makes me up is I read it just like how y'all type it. He said, what does he need to do? Would you pay that?
Okay.
You on the show?
Nah, man. I would be shocked. Number one, not always. Let me move back up. Not always, but obviously, this is one of three things. You're dealing with an agent, which is fine. You're dealing with another wholesaler or an actual quote unquote investor, wholesale investor. So I would be shocked if it's just a regular Joe Blow that owns a piece of real estate and they're trying to sell it and they're asking for $5,000. This is a house, I'm assuming. All right. So with that being said, the thing I would really be shocked on is this a great deal?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, but let's assume that it is. All right. And just like if someone is that earnest money deposit request is a term, right? That's no different if they wrote in the contract that it's not assignable. They don't want you to sign it, or we'll just say they wrote in there, I don't know, no inspection period. Those are terms that you can say, oh no, that's a deal breaker for me. Just like earnest money deposit can be a deal breaker for you, or the price can be a deal breaker for you. It can be a deal breaker if they're requesting that. So you have to make the decision at that point. Even if you have the 5,000, is this worth it? Me risking this 5,000 if I can't close or I get outside of my due diligence period if negotiated. But again, I would love to hear the rest of the numbers. You just gave us what the earnest money deposit. What is the ARV and what's the price? Because I would be surprised if it's a deal.
And
well, I was about to say if the ARV is 800,000, 5,000 is somewhat justified at that point, but the deal still needs to work. But again, that could be a term that can be a deal breaker because I don't have $5,000. It still can be a deal breaker for you.
Yeah. And you can always negotiate this. Like people, I posted something the other week where it was someone asking $15,000 of non-refundable earnest money, and you had 0 days of inspection. And I was just like, is this a prank? I mean, honestly, I didn't know if it was a prank or what. And so, but I say all that though to say, like, you can definitely respond back with your own set of requirements for the offer, that you can say that we'll put in $500 of earnest money with a 7-day inspection to be refunded if we find unsatisfactory items in the inspection period. Like, you can say that. I mean, whether they take it or not is up to them, because if they want to get their house sold, they're going to accept whatever requirements from a serious buyer. They're just doing that because they're trying to weed out people that are that they don't consider serious buyers or other wholesalers. Usually other wholesalers are putting that astronomical, crazy earnest money on top of these requests because they don't want other wholesalers to tie up their contracts.
Yeah,
right.
I'd love to know more about the deal. Yeah.
All right. And Krishna said that she didn't send any photos, but she sent a PDF file for rents around the area.
Okay.
So
in order to evaluate anything that if you send it to the dealer, there has to be photos. And so someone named Christian will probably send you an email back asking for photos, because that's the way he does like a desktop evaluation in order to see if it's something that Ty would want to invest in.
Okay. This one came from Willie. How do I know if the seller is motivated and dedicated?
Who?
I feel like that's him.
That is him.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I love a name called Willie. That make me feel I haven't heard a Willie name in a long time.
That's my nephew sitting over here.
How old is Willie? Willie, your nephew? How old is Willie?
30. Actually, what, you 30? I'm finna be 30. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the question? We'll answer. What's the
How do you
question?
know if the seller is motivated?
Price.
Yeah.
The period.
Mm-hmm.
The price that they give you.
Let's
They can
see.
say they motivated all they want to. What's the price? We're gonna see how motivated are you, or you're in la la land, or anything in between.
It's
Yeah,
the
and
game.
a lot of them, when you start asking questions like, "What would you do if you didn't get the price that you were looking for? What would happen to the property then?" They'll start open. If they're motivated, they'll start saying, "Listen, I have to. I got this going on. I got that going on. I got to pay this. I can't pay this. I can't keep up with it. I just need to get rid of it." Like they usually that question opens up Pandora's box. Now, if you ask that same question and say, "Well, I'll just hold on to it. It's not a big deal. I sell it or not," they're not motivated.
Okay. When they send deals to your website, how long do they need to expect for like when to hear back?
Kelly?
We're trying to get to 24 hours, but we're trying. We're trying to get. He gets a lot of emails to his inbox. Thank you guys for sending it in, and so we're trying to get it. Like even as we've been talking, there's been several coming in, so we're trying to get through them. 24 hours. If there's not, send Ty a text message with the address and let me know. But make sure, but please, please, please
Yeah,
make
just
sure.
yeah, just hit me up. I'll get the follow up in motion or whatever.
Yeah, but just make sure that you send a link or like a Dropbox link, some type of link with the photos because that usually holds up the process. What I'm starting to notice is that usually holds up the process.
All right. This person said that they have an S corp. Is that good for wholesaling, or is an LLC better?
An escort.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, an S corp.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they said escort. Okay.
You
Better
know what?
for selling some other stuff. Every time
Not, not that kind of show.
It was me this time. Okay, but I don't even know. I don't even know what the difference is really. Um, but my people will tell you. The letters BIZ to the number 205-964-5243. But Kelly might know, but I really don't
I,
know.
I'm not a CPA, I'm not an accountant or a tax, so I'm not giving you any tax advice. Only thing I know is from my accountant is I did switch my LLC over to an S corp. I filed as an S corp because of the tax benefits and deductions that is tied into an S corp. But which is better. I wouldn't know unless I would say get with the tax a CPA or a tax advisor or the people over at that number and talk to them about what your business, all the ins and out of your business and what you spend money on and see how you can get the best tax deductions. That's the biggest part is the best tax deductions. For me, it was an S corp was best.
All right.
All right, this came in on Instagram. How do I get access to your program?
Okay. Well, I like to make sure people know, before they spend any money or whatever. Um, Everything is free right here, right? This is just a starting place. But if you just feel like you just got to spend some money, you can go to flipman.net or whatever. But I'm telling you, it's really all, right there on the channel for free. So the courses will help speed it up a little bit, but, so.
Is it possible to wholesale a short sale?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to know what you're doing, but yeah, to answer the question.
All right. I see Lamont. He was in the Gator room, but I'm gonna scroll down and find your question because you seem very persistent. He said, "This is Lamont. I'm 19 years old. I'm new here and I read everything.
Yeah, he might well
Read
ask this
everything, made an
question,
account,
right?
got the list of the houses from my city, but I still haven't talked to anyone. I'm trying to start on my first house ASAP. What does he need to do?
Lamont Tunna. You need to start talking to people, man. That list is good. You've taken some action.
Call him.
You got to call them. I know you're probably afraid, might not be sure what to say, but hey, y'all don't believe me. Well, I'll just show you. Just text the word script to the number, and that video explains on how that conversation would go. A list of houses from my city. Okay. I'm not sure what type of list you build, but anyway, I go over some different scenarios, but that's the foundation that I'm giving you on how to talk to sellers. But at the end of the day, it's just going to come from experience. You're going to have to get your head slapped around a little bit, which you will. That's fine. That's how, and offers are free. Guess what else is free?
Experience.
Well, not always.
Oh, the spirits ain't free.
No, not always. A little embarrassment is
I didn't
free.
know where we was going with this.
A little
I thought it was going to say answers
little,
was free.
a little shame is free. A little egg on the face is free.
Okay.
Or whatever. But guess what that offers you? That may be endless experience. That's what it offers for that anyway.
Knowledge.
And so it provides knowledge that I could never teach you because it comes from you actually doing something, right?
Yep.
So, yeah.
He said I can't get a good skip trace account because I can't find the numbers to the house owners. If I can get the phone numbers, it's a go.
Listen, Lamont, can I add one thing that you may want to try? You're 19. I don't know what you do, like if you have a job or anything, or if you have some cousins that just started learning how to drive. Since it's in your city, I'm assuming that they're like water leads, fire leads, weeds and grass feed leads. I'm not sure what type of leads there are from your city, but I would go in and I would just order a whole bunch of door hangers, and I would just start hanging door hangers on the houses with your contact information and telling them to give you a call. Then that way people will start calling you. You don't have to I still say call people, right? Get over that fear, because once you do 100, you won't have that fear anymore. But you can go out and also hang door hangers, and they'll call you, and so that also helps you, get over that fear, because it's someone that is wanting to sell their house to you.
And text MLS. And that'll get you in the game too. But it sounds like you need to watch a lot more videos, but make sure you watch that one also. That will let you know, I don't know what city you're in. If it does nothing else, it can identify the hotter areas in your market, right? But it's more to it than that. So you can check the video out and make a lot more sense. And it gives you an opportunity to possibly partner. So.
All right. We got someone in the Gator room, but I'm going to ask a few questions on TikTok before I do
Manny, we coming to you, baby girl.
Manny?
Manny. Did I say it right?
You didn't know Eddie.
I didn't.
This one says, how old were you when you started real estate?
Well, it was 2003, and at that point, I was 32 years old. Okay. It was January.
What did Kevin Hart say? Damn.
32.
Did you see that interview?
Yeah, yes. I was 32. But guess what? Since that curveball has been thrown to me, on Sunday, I will be 52.
Hey!
On yesterday, we had some individuals that blessed us with some birthday money. You can do the same. Right here.
There's something wrong with you.
So, hey, Jessica asked the question. I just had to fill in the blank here. I'm surprised it took that long. So do that.
Well, I would say though, Ty, You look the exact same as when I met you. Like you
Facts.
don't age. I will say that. Black definitely don't crack because you
I
look
drink a
the
lot of
exact
water, and I'm just kidding.
what do you say?
I drink a lot of water, and this is one of my secrets to my youth. Hey, anybody wants to buy the water I drink, that you can cash at me on that also. I send you a bottle. But
What
yeah.
about you, Kelly?
What about me? What?
Oh, okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and add.
We ain't talking about me here. We good.
They asked y'all.
Oh, what? Oh, how old was? Oh, I tell. Okay, I was 23 when I got started in real estate.
That's old. You make it like it was a long time ago.
Right,
um,
15 years ago.
Yeah, so just to
Right.
thank the people from yesterday, my man Malcolm from Mobile sent a nice amount of money. Christy, but that was for something else. I got to send her money back. Iggy sent some money. Iggy sent some money. Eric sent some money on yesterday. Mike Coleman and my boy, what's his name? Tavon, but it was something bait.
Body by Tay.
Body by Taste sent the first
Honey.
the self love offering. So we are definitely interested in more, right? Oh, and my boy Wayne sent some money on Zelle, so
All right.
I got that bread.
That's direct to your bank. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
it's good too. I guess.
However the Lord see fit.
Yes. Hey, yeah.
Okay, now let's go ahead. Since we're talking about money, let's add money.
So we own the building fund right now. So we got to, hey.
Next, we're gonna get car roads.
Now we're gonna need car roads next, and we got daycare. We got the kids. We babysit for because we ain't teaching them nothing. Yeah.
Anyways, hello.
That's it. Hey,
Hi.
you've been with us before, right?
No, I've tried to, but I didn't get in.
Okay. Where are you live streaming from?
I'm in Norcross, Georgia.
Okay, so basically Metro Atlanta. So how you pronounce your name?
Mani
Mon.
Anye.
Okay, Mani Anya. Okay, all right. Welcome. And how can we help you, darling?
So I'm looking for a few recommendation on like programs that I can use to cold call. I'm specifically looking for like a program that will so a problem before when I was cold calling was I would call the people, they'll miss my call. When they call back, I don't know who it is and what house they calling about, and they get aggravated. And then I start saving the numbers in my phone, and that became overwhelming. So I'm looking for a program that I can just drop my list in, and when they call, I know exactly what house they're calling about.
First, this is the program to help you manage your cold calling, right? Text dialer to that. Now, what you'll do is once you get in there, you got to set up some numbers and all that stuff, and then you have those numbers have to be forwarded somewhere, right? Okay, so you don't have to use Vumber. I'm not affiliated with them, but that's who we use. It's spelled V as in Victor, UMBER like number, but replace the N with the letter V as in Victor. All right, and so now what will happen is whenever they call back, it will forward, even though it's forwarded to that number, then it'll forward to your actual number. It could be your cell number, and you'll know what it's for because you can program in your phone where that call is coming from. So now you'll know how to answer it appropriately. And it also has a really good app that you can manage the calls and make calls back to also, or whatever. On top of that, your conversations can be recorded through using the service. It does a lot of other things, but those are some of the highlights. So that's how you do it. So you set up the system. They're going to provide some phone numbers for you. So when people do call you back, it'll come back and you'll know it's for that, and you'll know how to answer it, right? So
Okay.
that makes sense?
Thank you. Yep. Thank
All right.
you.
Let us know if you need any help with that, any more help with that.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
All right, please
Thanks,
join
y'all.
us again. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, all right. Bye.
Mhm.
All right. You want to do more? Or you want to do the topic?
Um, yeah, we can go ahead and do the topic, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how to wholesale a house with a negative bank account. Now, it's sort of hard. I should have made him. They should have made that bigger. But that's cool. Y'all think that's cool?
I like it.
Okay. All right. So I got that question because I came up with that topic for today because someone asked it in the comments. Sort of that's how I sort of come up with the question because it's sort of hard to do because you know can only talk about this so much or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they're saying how do they start this with no money? So I actually answered him back and just gave him some suggestions on how to start to do this with actually no money, right? So obviously, if he was making that comment on in the on a YouTube video of the channel, then he had internet access. So we know he has that.
Actually, I think he commented. Hold on, let me find it.
Did he?
Uh-huh.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, you're. I think Jessica said he commented on in the chat here. So yeah, you're responsible for this topic today. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, his
for
name's
that.
Adam.
It's a struggle. Yeah, Adam, it's a struggle. So I recently bought the course and I'm on fixed income. Where do I go from here? Okay, good, Adam. Okay. All right. So yeah. So you have the internet. We know that. All right. And now it sounds like you may have a lot of time. I'm assuming you're not in a position where you can currently work. And if you are, you still have time. But if you don't, this will be your job now. So you're going to leverage platforms like Craigslist. You're going to leverage platforms like Zillow that are free, Facebook Marketplace, and a simple thing you can do. I ain't gonna say it's easy, but a simple thing you can do is you have the entire country that you can target. And so what you're looking for is number one, people that are trying to rent properties, right? Whether it's houses, whether it's apartments or whatever. Step two of that process is you're trying to hopefully identify the individuals that actually own those properties that have posted those listings, right? And so the reason that's important is that you're removing the middleman. Maybe a property management company or a real estate agent or a broker that's trying to manage that listing. And part of managing a listing is finding tenants for your vacancies. All right, so you're trying to find the ones that, hey, Tyrone Taylor owns this property. He posted this, and so a lot of times you can just see how the listing is posted. I'm going to Craigslist first. How it's posted. Well, it'd be easy to identify. Oh, this is a company versus the actual owner. The owners are going to be more generic. They may even mention, "I've owned this property, such and such, or whatever." Whereas a company is going to sound more professional. A lot of times they'll put in the ad that the name of their business because that's free advertising for them or whatever. So it's just a little bit more difficult on Craigslist to identify those from the owner from a property manager. Now you could still reach out to the property manager and see if the person is interested in selling it because the property management company may be tired of managing it. You know what I'm saying? They be like, yeah, he needs to sell it, blah, blah, blah. But that's not like, because that's taking income from him or whatever. But but on Zillow, it's a lot easier because once you look at properties that are for rent on Zillow, all you have to do is just scroll down and you're going to look for where it says listed by. Now, forget all of the ads and contact the agent that you'll see before you get there. You want to look for where it says listed by, right? And so once you see where it says listed by, it's going to say by property management, agent, broker, and then it'll say listed by owner. All right. Now, sometimes when it says listed by owner, it's still an actual business entity that may show their number. But a lot of times it'll say David Jordan there in the phone number. And so those are the ones you're really trying to target. And so again, you have the entire country that you can target with this. So that should leave it unlimited. And whenever you're reaching out to them, you get them on the phone or maybe by email sometimes, especially on Craigslist or whatever. And you ask them, hey, is this property still available? That's your opening question. All right. So you just want them to respond at that point. And so when you respond back, whether it's by conversations or emails, or well, hey, I'm not calling about renting your property, and whether they say yes or no if it's available or not, it doesn't matter. So I'm not contacting you about renting your property. I'm actually interested in buying the property. Would you be interested in selling it? If they say yes, you'll collect the necessary information needed to evaluate the property. If they say no, your follow-up question would be, well, do you have any other properties you may be interested in selling? If they say, and the reason you ask that question is because the property that you're contacting them about may not be the property that they have an issue with. They may have another property or properties that they're having issues with, and they would love to sell them. All right. So the whole reason you're doing this is you're hoping you can find a tired landlord. Now, for us wholesaling, yeah, we have to get it at a certain point, a certain price to make sense as a cash deal. But the great thing about reaching out to actual landlords, they may not give you a price that works for a wholesale deal, but they may give a price that would work perfectly for owner financing. All right. And these people are used to collecting rents or payments each month. They like the cash flow part of it, but they may be tired of the landlording duties part of it. Okay. And so that's what you're banking on, that you're going to catch them either going to just give you a really good price cash, or they still would love to stay in the deal and still have some cash flow coming from the property, but they give you a price that doesn't work for a wholesale deal, but they would love to still receive the cash flow from it. But you're removing the landlording duties because they will now act as the bank and you get actual some form of ownership of the property. Now you can keep that property for yourself, depending on the situation and what you negotiate, or you can set up some very attractive terms that you can still wholesale out to another buyer. Okay, so I don't even have to go past that. You can just literally do that, and that doesn't cost any money. You say, well, what if they want a down payment, or what if they want earnest money, or whatever? That's what I'm for. People like me. But if you set up the terms attractive enough, it won't even matter because your buyer coming to the table, and it doesn't always have to be an investor. It could be someone that just has some money or whatever. And that's a perfect opportunity for them to own their first house, but they don't have the credit. They just may have some actual cash to put into a situation like that. So that's probably one of the best ways. You leveraging the power of the internet and knowing that those opportunities will exist. Trust me, they are out there, but it's going to take an immense amount of patience and being very persistent to pursue it in that way. So especially if it's your situation, Adam, where you say you want a fixed income, normally when people say that means they may be on some type of disability or something, that means so you may not be working, then your job now is that. 8 hours or 4 hours, however many you're going to 12 hours, you're going to put into it every day, and it'll pay off at some point. But that's a lot of time that can be put into that particular method that could pay off and pay off handsomely. I know that was probably the longest explanation I've ever given on the daily live stream, but hopefully that I not only help you, but help others also as a method of finding deals with. When you say a negative bank account, that really means you have no money. Well, it doesn't mean that. You may just not have no money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? You just may not have no money in the bank. Doesn't mean you don't have no money, but we're assuming that or whatever. So your thoughts, Kelly?
Yeah, and I just want to approach it. I talk a lot about mindset because, even with me, like eliminating, any of the resistance or the self-doubt is really a lot of the reasons why people don't get started. Because no matter your circumstance, if you have already decided that this is what's going to take me, myself, my family out of our current situation and put us into a better situation, and you feel it, you have that feeling that's inside of us, that intuition, and you can see it, you're visualizing it, you have to believe that it's already done. And so when that happens, we have to continue to eliminate self-doubt, so that any circumstances that arise, that we're going to push through them. Because nothing is perfect, nothing goes perfectly, nothing is ever just, you know, you know, everything that Ty just told you, there still may be, when you're doing it, there may be someone that tries to take your deal. There may be someone that the seller may try to back out after he agrees to do to go owner finance, or agrees to do at a certain price. He may have a tenant in there that you thought was moving out, but now they became a squatter. Like, there's so many different things that can happen in the midst of even doing everything exactly like you should. So I want to make sure that people understand, like, even when things don't look perfect, still continue to remember that that this works. That this is what's going to take you and your family out of the current situation, and you're going to continue to press forward. So it's really important that you start to eliminate that self-doubt now, because you're going to have a lot of obstacles. You're going to have tribulations. And when those trials and tribulations come about, that you mentally are strong enough to get through it, and you live to see another day. And I promise you, as you continue to move forward and get through it, what seemed impossible 30 days ago it's like another day in business, another day at the office for you now, because you've learned it. Like Todd said, experience is free. Like, you learned it, you've been through it, you survived it, you knew how to get through it, and now you're on to your next second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth deal.
Boom. We're gonna do some more.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
We're gonna roll a few more.
All right. Let's see.
What time? Oh, she started 4:30. Okay, yeah, we good.
Okay. Let me go back up to the top.
She's scrolling to the top of the mountain. Oh, while she's scrolling, just sort of side note, but still making some money. Anyone that works at a laundromat, car wash, and you have to deal directly with the owner, see if they want to sell.
Okay, you getting into that business?
I'm open to some businesses. There's the answer to that. Those are just two we'll start with. So yes.
All right. This one says, who should you target starting off, and where do you get that list? Monthly apps are getting expensive. Ty?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I would start off. I mean, I always talk about center of influences. I always start off with friends and family. I mean, that's the common thing that a lot of people do, but it works, because you never know who's right there in your backyard, that is looking to sell their property that just got aired to them, or a friend of a friend that's selling something they need help with. And tell them you get into real estate and you're looking at buying, and you got some real estate partners that you guys are buying real estate. Like, let me know if you are looking to buy your properties. I mean, honestly, everyone on here should just go and say, I'm looking to invest in real estate this year. I'm looking to buy five real estate investments this year. If you or someone that is looking to sell for cash fast, DM me. Like, you never know who will come out of what works just from using your social media platform. But I would start with friends and family, and then I always say on here, probates, out of state vacant owners that are probates that are not there, that was aired to them, are always really good lists, because they typically do not want to stay in the property. They don't want to hold the property, and they want to just liquidate.
Boom. All right. Also on that, so who should you target starting off, and where to get that list? monthly apps are getting expensive. So I'm assuming you already have one of the tools that can do that. So are you trying to say you're getting rid of those? If so, if that's not in your budget anymore, which I totally understand, then what I just explained for the topic is probably your lane. If you don't have a budget to put any money into this, then that's going to be one of the options that you can take to try to find deals. Again, it's it makes that's a time intense but free method of trying to find that first deal. So you need a plan and stick to it. Hey, I'm gonna reach out to X number of landlords. We'll just say 10 a day. That's 50 a week. That's 5 days a week. We'll say 6 days a week. That's 60 a week. That's 240 contacts that you make, or attempts at least. A deal will come out of that at some point, especially when you add the layer of owner financing as an offer option or whatever. So 10 a day, you may spend one day building, you may spend one full day just building the entire list that you're going to target, and then the rest of them to do is, I don't know, you have to make that schedule out. So if you don't have a budget to put anything in it, then you're going to have to take some of the other alternatives that'll be a little bit more time intense, but hey, before you know it, you'll be sitting on the deal. And the world is yours.
Do they have proper training? Are they using the apps correctly?
That
I don't
could be.
think that's the problem. They said it's expensive.
They say it's expensive, so yes.
It could be expensive if you're not using it properly. You don't know what you're doing. Also.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true too.
It's gonna cost you because you're not doing what you're doing.
Yeah, so we've been rolling pretty hard here.
Answer this one since I put it on the screen.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry.
How do you estimate a repair cost on a commercial property?
Oh my God, that could be all over the board.
Do we have a video for that?
Yeah, it's ain't no video for that.
Okay.
Because there's too many types of commercial properties. It's just no way to answer that question.
No, you'll have to make buddies with some contractors or some commercial builders or contractors, and it's honestly would be because they would need to know what do you plan to do with that property.
Yeah.
Whether you're going to restore it, if it's like a bank, if you're going to restore the bank, or if you're going to convert it to another type of property. So it's really tough. Usually the repair cost is not how you evaluate it. You're going to evaluate it based on the asset itself.
What type of income can it produce, or is producing already? So it's not the same, my man. It's just totally it's too much information to just give you a blanket answer that you would need to know, because there's just so many different types of commercial properties. If you're talking in terms of trying to flip it, it's really hard to answer, because now you're speculating on what someone else is going to do with it. There's no way to answer that.
Okay. Any more?
Yeah, let Kelly do her thing.
Okay.
Oh, let me do my thing. I like how that sounds. All right, guys. So I actually am really excited to announce that I am going to be sharing with people how I made money in real estate development. So I'm going to do a masterclass tomorrow. So go ahead and go to my Instagram. Oh, it's down there. Kels Always. KELSALLWAYS. You can click the link and it'll be the first one, or you can text me and I will send you the link to register for the class. And you can text me at 205-245-8774 and text me 8 figures. And I will give you the link to the 8-figure masterclass of how to get started in real estate development and new construction. So, and you don't have to own anything, or you don't have to have a lot of money to get started at all. So, I'll teach you my 3 secrets, and it's for agents, realtors, brokers, or non-licensed professionals as well. So, yep.
Boom. All right. Make sure you check that out. 205-245-8774.
Oh, that's great.
That boy got a memory on.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what's up. So guys, we love to we appreciate Kelly joining us. If you didn't get your question answered, post it in the comment section of any video. We answer those on a daily basis. This will go into replay mode on all of these platforms. The best experience, in my opinion, is on YouTube. So remember, text VIP, and you'll thank me later on that. And tomorrow it'll be 8:05 p.m. Eastern-ish. The normal dailies, Monday through Wednesday, is 3:45 or so p.m. Eastern. Check local listings. And with that being said, guys, we will see you on the FLIP-SIDE.
Bye. Follow us on Pinterest.
Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me, yeah, and I'll text you back.
Text me and I'll text you back.
You text me, then I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-5243. Now you know 205.